Hey, I wanted to spend a few minutes with you and tell you who I'm looking for and what we're doing over here and why we may not be the easiest people to work with for some people, and we may be a dream for others. But so, specifically, and you can see why we are a writing company, not a not a video company. Um, but I'm Travis Sago. I run Big Mojo Promotions. We are one of the few agencies, and we're kind of shifting from agency stance, but you don't care about that. But we're one of the few agencies that works on a paid for performance basis, where we sell big ticket programs and services from 10K on up all the way to 60K for various partners that we work with. But we are looking for copywriters, but more than copywriters, we're looking for I don't want to say good people, but we're looking for we're looking for people with positive worldview that are fun to work with and can follow some instructions. And in the skills part of it, which is important, but probably secondary to being a fun type of person with a good attitude, is we're looking for writers that can write very, very concisely. And of course, me saying very, very is not very concise. Again, that's why we do writing, but concise. It doesn't take 5 paragraphs to say what you could say in 5 words. Also, we're looking for people that can use metaphor and tie seemingly unrelated things to other things. Like, how could we tie, like, one of our pets, say our pet's name is Tuxie, or the cat, right? How could we tie Tuxie the cat into a business lesson about targeting the right people for our Facebook ads or what have you, right? But we're really looking for that metaphor muscle or story muscle, where we can take unrelated things and tie them to other things and give people an insight, or what we call over here a braingasm. We have a structured way of writing that really simplifies a lot out. So if you're not open to changing structure a little bit, probably would probably be like a rock in a shoe for you. If you are willing to change structure a little bit, we have all the kinds of help and guidance to get you along that way. We are particularly grumpy over here if people don't keep their word. And this especially means deadlines. We don't have a lot of super tight deadlines over here, the way we've structured our business, which is really, really good. But we expect everybody in the company to keep their word. And when we make agreements, to keep those agreements, or at least get in front of those. If you can't keep an agreement, let's have plenty of time to so we can shift and maneuver, right? And just keep us where we are abreast and updated on those kind of things, right? And conversely, on the same side, like when I say I'm going to pay you by a certain time, you get paid by that certain time. When we say we're going to do a certain thing, we do a certain thing over here. I found in some of the artistic types that's not always a given, right? And so we really prefer to work with folks that, if there's any pressure or things aren't going right, they have a tendency to lean in to handle a problem rather than go hide when there's a situation or an issue. So, right, that's kind of the pain in the butt over here, right? We run a pretty systemized company over here. and systematize can be good or bad depending on your perspective. I think it's usually good when you get paid on time. The person that we're looking for, though, typically all you need to do is the copy, right? We already flesh out the offer. We flesh out a lot of the pains and the problems in the offer positioning, and feed that to you. You don't need to talk to clients or anything like that. And then you write the copy, you put it up in Google Docs. You don't have to upload it to an autoresponder. We have a person to take care of that, right? So you are very specific on what you do. Now you have another position that we're doing. I won't go into it a lot here. Usually we have a copywriter come in first, and then if they want to do the extra part, we can have them do that. But we are looking for people that want to grow with us as well. So let me tell you a little bit about, now I've kind of given you a feel for like who we're looking for. Let me give it a little bit things that may be relevant to you about what we do. Like I mentioned, we're one of the only firms that we work on a paid for performance basis over here. And usually we're working on offers that are 20K, 30K, 50K. Now they don't just write out a check for that amount. Usually it's on payments, right? But we do this all either through email or through live chat is what we do over here. So the advantage to you is that we have margins that are much, much higher than most of the companies that you may have written copy for. If you're writing for like a e-com company, their margin on a canister of, Muscle Pro 2000, maybe $80. We're usually working with margins that are much, much higher than that. Typically we get somewhere between 30 to 50% as a revenue share on the items that we are selling. So we can afford to pay out more for the right people, right? That don't need a lot of editing and such. I won't go into the pay structure here. That'd be something for later on, but I will say that because of that margin and because of that structure that we have, we can usually do I don't even say competitive. We can usually blow other people away for the right people. I never start people out. We kind of work on a first date. We're going to have a first date, and then we'll have a second date, and then we'll see if we want to go steady before we talk about, getting married. So we are looking for people that will write the emails, which will go out to the whole list. They're typically about 500 words-ish. And we work, and we prefer to work to leave you alone and let you do your thing, right? Now, when we're first getting to know each other and going on dates, it'll take a while for us to gel and everything. But we also mostly work somewhere in the niches that has something to do around money. I have been fascinated with finance and money ever since I was preteen. I was reading the stock pages as early as I can remember, 10 or 11, maybe 12. Remember, that's the only part I would read of the newspaper. I didn't care about the comics. I was a weird kid. I didn't care about the comics. I didn't care about the sports. I would just read the finance and the business section and see what the stocks were doing, right? And I learned how to read those. But we don't do a lot in the stocks and options, but almost everything we do centers around money. Either we're selling marketing programs, or we're selling, like things for to help business women improve their businesses, how to start up agencies. We have done real estate and land investing in the past. We don't do a whole lot of that anymore. But it's usually around like marketing or the making of money somewhere, like there's some money attached to it. We don't do a lot of, or any really, diet or mindset or personal development type programs. We may do it for like personal trainers, but how to have a better business for personal trainers. So if you're used to and you like writing about anything to do with money, like over here, that could be a very nice, comfy bathrobe for you over here. Feel like a comfy bathrobe for you over here. You can tell I'm very metaphorical sometimes on the nerdy side of it. So I've told you a little bit about what we're looking for, and a little bit about us over here. We do have a project manager who's awesome. His name is Casey. We have all kinds of support staff. We use Asana for project management. We pay on a regular basis. I only pay after the work is completed. When we're getting to know each other, like if you get some work completed and you need to be paid right away, I'm happy to do that. After we've been working together for a while, I prefer to pay you on one of our regular schedules, either on the 1st, the 15th, or both, depending on exactly what we're doing. So I'm trying to think of any other kind of pain in the butt things about working over here with us. It changes from time to time how much we need. We're first getting a new partner going. If we take on a new partner, we're going to be writing messages for or emails for. We have this dial-in stage where we might send more emails. Typically the clients, we want about 2 new emails a week. And we can once we have it dialed in, you can write those in advance. Is kind of what we're looking at there. And then we have other opportunities for you, which I'm not going to go into a whole lot here. Probably save that for our conversation. But I wanted to put this out, and if I don't hear back from you, it won't be, it won't hurt my feelings at all. That maybe we're not the right company for you or the right person for you to feel comfortable with. We will have some training, and I don't expect anybody to go through the training for free. We can talk about that later, but there will be some training on structure, and we have our own language over here of how we talk about things. Nothing too crazy. It's not like learning Japanese or Chinese, but we kind of have our own verbiology and language for some training that you would need to go through. So you need to be open to that. And I'm totally cool. Like if you're like, hey, this is the way I write and I'm not changing it, totally cool. Just wouldn't be for us. We're just looking for good people with good heart that can write concisely and can take unrelated things and mash them together, right? With those kind of things, we can have a lot of fun, make a lot of money together. So the next thing that you could do is just reach out either by PM or by email, however we were communicating, and say, yeah, let's continue this conversation. Or you won't hurt my feelings and just say, hey, I don't think I have the time. You can let me down gently or what have you, and just say, hey, maybe this isn't the best fit for me. I've probably opened up more questions than I have answered for you, but I just wanted to have you get a feel before we continue this conversation. So just let me know what you'd like to do, and if we get to work together, awesome. If not, I sure won't hold it against you. Talk to you later.